creatives, how are you? Welcome back to the Nerd Creative channel. FANHOME Star Wars Building the Millennium Falcon Part 7. In this video we'll be completing stage 7 of the build. Grab yourself a coffee, sit back, relax and enjoy. It's arrived. The very much delayed box 3 is here. So let's open her up and see what we get. There was a 4-week delay on this due to high demand. It's finally here. So let's have a look inside. So each box comes with components and magazines. So let's have a look. We have one set of components. We have 2 set of components there. So that's issue 9. That doesn't say what issue it is. So this has got some electrical components in it. Then we've got a 3rd set of components. A 4th set of components. And a 5th. Normally I think you were getting 4 sets of components. We've got 5 sets in here. And these are our magazines. So let me just move the box out of the way. So here are our build magazines. We have issue 7, 8, some really good graphics, 9, 10 and 11. So that's our 5 magazines. We'll be starting with issue stage 7 of the build. So let's begin. So these are all the components and this is the magazine for stage 7. I'll just put these components aside for now. Let's have a look inside the magazine. Great graphic on the front of the model. YT1000 light freighter. That looks really good. We've got a schematic there of the YT1000 light freighter. Crew facilities here. Crew quarters, 1, 2, 3 beds in there. There's a scene from A New Hope and an artist's impression, pirate ship interior. So here are our step-by-step instructions for stage 7. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I've got everything here. So we start off with our admin work. So there we go, stage 7. Get this opened. Get everything out. I think they've stapled it very well. So, got all these pieces. I'll lay them out to make sure we've got everything. Got this really big plate here, and then we've got Doesn't actually sort of show what we're supposed to have. Oh yeah, it does, yeah. So we've got this shape here. This is our seating part there. And these, we've got 3 of these. We've got some screws here. And then we've got this spruce here. Look at that, it's got some painted detail on it here. So we've got that. We've got these seating parts. And then we've got this hold part, and then we've got our screws. So we've got everything that we need to build stage 7. So the first thing we've got to do, we've got to grab our spruce cutters. Now this doesn't come with the build. I bought this as part of another build. So what we've got to do is we've got to separate this section here. Just checking from the spruce. So I'm going to cut it. I think we've got to cut it really close. So the flat end, we've got a flat end there and we've got a curved end there. We've got to use the flat end against where we want to cut there. So I'm just going to... I really just want to cut. Let's try here. There, that's one piece off. See, those spruce holders are quite thick. Oh, there we go. And then this one, we just really need to cut right on the side. There we go. So I'll get some sandpaper off camera and I'll sand these down, or I'll cut them. I'll cut them with a scalpel. Just excess end bits here. There. Cut these excess pieces off that we don't need. And at the top, I think we're alright there, just a tiny bit there. So that's that piece that we need to cut off. We're not actually putting it anywhere at the moment. So there is where that goes. So what we need to do is we've got these 3 pieces here, which are bunk bases, and we've got to cut out these cushions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we just need to cut these out with our spruces. That's 1. Just like that. Just line up the flat end right up against the part you want to cut. And you want to cut quite quickly, don't squash. It says not to squash it, so you just got to cut really, really quickly. Let's just position that in there. Just need to clip these off. There we go, let's clean them all up there. Then we're going to cut these off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, if we turn them around a bit. I can cut through there. No. Very thick is that. Let's see, just get in here. Just trying to get in the right place to cut them. That one's at a slight angle, so I'm going to cut it. There. So that's our spruce empty now. Put that aside. Just cut off our excess. Tidy them up. So they've got like, I don't know if you can see, they've got like two raised areas, one on each end. That one's fine. This one's got a little piece. That one's got a little piece. I might not be able to get it because it's so small. Let's see. It's fine. This one's got a couple of pieces on it that it shouldn't. There. Just line them up. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. So that's part of our bed, that's part of the bed, and these 3 pieces as well. So we've got our 2 bunk bases there that look the same, and then we've got our cushions here. So what we have to do is, there's a difference between the 2 slightly. This one has 4 holes, in one in each corner, and this one has the opposite. It's almost as if they sit on top, but I don't know if they do. So we've got to put some glue in these 4 little slots, and then in those 4 little slots, and put the cushions in. So for this we need to use super glue. So I'm going to, it says use a cocktail stick, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to drop a little bit of glue into each little slot there, like that. Let's make sure that's in. Okay. And then we've got to get the cushion, and we have to sit it right in there. Just get that in place there. So that's the first one. It's going to hold that a few seconds just to make sure it bonds in place. And then do the same with this one. Just going to put some glue in each of these slots. That's quite messy, but as long as it's covered over with this cushion here, I just need to get this cushion in place. There, that's the second one in place. we've got to separate these thin cushions. So we've got two at the bottom that are a little bit thinner than these four at the top. So these two are different from these four. I don't know if you can see. So what we've got to do is we've got to take one of these here, and we've got to put a little bit of glue there and a little bit of glue there, and then I need to drop it in place. So I might hold it that way. So it's not going to be easy, but let's have a go. So I need to put a bit of glue there. Let's make sure we're in shot there. Bit of glue there, bit of glue there, and then we just need to drop it in place here. So I'm just going to let's make sure it's placed like that there. Just going to put that glue, that lid back and that glue there. So as you can see, that sits in place there like that. And then we do the same with the other side. So we get another one of these. We're going to turn it upside down. Just get our glue again. Get them out of the way and get these in shot. So we need to put a bit of glue. A bit of glue there. A bit of glue there. And then we just need to place that in there. Just need to quickly place it in like that, there. Just put the lid back on there. As you can see, so we'll do the same with this one. That's our two there. So we'll grab them from the upside down there. Let's add a bit of glue. Bit of glue there. Bit of glue there. And quickly turn it upside down and drop it in place. Let's just position it there. A little bit of glue there. Put our lid back on our glue. Then our final curve here. Grab it from the top, turn it around. Put a little bit of glue here and here. That was quite a bit of glue. Let's see if I can take some of that glue off. There we go. So we just need to place it in there. Like that. Just place it. Quickly just place it where it's supposed to go, which is there. Just going to hold that in place. Remove that excess glue there. So we don't need that. So though, see there, that's our bunk bed, our bunks, I should say, not bunk beds. There. And what we need to do is we need to put one of these here. See there, that has to go there. One there, and then one on the other side there. On the one with the protruding nodes, not the one with the holes. So we'll do the same again. So I'm just seeing if there's a top or a bottom to these. There doesn't appear to be, so it doesn't matter. So grab it there. Get our super glue out again. Let's put a blob of glue there, and it's quite a big blob of glue. Let me just remove some of that, and then we sit this piece in here. Let me just get that in place. I've got to move really quickly now to get that in place before it dries. Okay, put the lid back on the glue to make sure that is glued in place there, as you can see, and it's supposed to overlap there, as you can see. So we've just got the last one to put in on this side. Just need to get our super glue out again. Just need to put a tiny bit on that, on there, a tiny bit on there. Slightly too much there. Let's just remove some of the excess, and then put this one in place here. Oh. Got to move really quickly because I don't want to. Let's move really quickly to get it in place. Get that lid back on there, cushion up there, cushion up there, so it looks like that, and this one looks like that there, our two bunks. And lastly, for these bunks, we've got to put them together like that. So we need to put glue on these 4 pins here. Let me just make sure that's glued in place, because it's not. Let's just make sure I glue that one in. Yeah, it's glued in now. So we just need to put some glue on these 4 pins. One, 2, 3, 4. And then we just need to put this top and bottom bunk together. There. As you can see, that's the inside of the bunk there. I'll need to sand these down a little bit maybe, but yeah, that's, as you can see, that's the inside of the bunk. The other side there. So the next thing we need to do, we've got these 2 curved pieces here. This is the seat base, and this is the seat cushion. So what we need to do is, we need to put some glue in this channel here. Some super glue again with the super glue. We need to put like that, and then we just need to put the cushion on top there. how things are taking shape now. So we've got this little piece here from a previous build, and we've got to fit this onto our cockpit, and it has to go at the front here. You can see it has to go on the front there. So I'm going to put a bit of glue on, let's see if you can see, it's very dark, on these two tabs, 1, 2 there, and then I'm going to slot this on the front, which I may not be able to do it all on camera because this piece is quite big. So I'm going to put some glue, if you can see, on. I'm going to put some glue on here and here, like that, and then I'm going to slot this piece in place. Got to put it with this machinery bit at the top, so I'm just going to quickly slot that in place. Like that. Let me just slide it in place. Just check that it's on properly. There. So that's it in place there at the front of the cockpit. You can actually paint this. I might think about painting it. It's kind of doing some silver highlights to it, which I might do if it's seen once it's done, which I think it might be when the cockpit's in place. Let's just see. Yeah, it is kind of seen on the inside there. So I could actually paint that. I need to get some silver paint before I do that. So that is stage 7 of the Millennium Falcon build completed. As always, we've got merch for the channel. We have our Nerd Creative range and our Stay Creative range. Links in the description. Get what you want. I'd like to thank you for your company. I'll see you in the next video. Stay creative.